Well, hello and welcome. Happy spring, happy equinox to the Northern Hemisphere people. Actually, it's happy fall for those in the Southern Hemisphere. And as you might know, equinox really means equal, equi, and nox, equal night and day. So we have this equal night and day experience where now we're coming out of the darkness, moving into the spring, at least where I live. And it's the perfect time to plant your seeds, whether it's planting the seeds of what you hope to eat in the late summer or early fall, or whether it's planting the seeds of your desire, or planting the seeds for what a new project, or who knows? You know what your seeds are for. Planting seeds is a ritual. It's a ritual that many people use. I know the old Celtic tradition is to sow your seeds on this very day, putting it in a pot of soil, covering it with little wood ash for fertilizer, and then just imagining, watering it occasionally, and imagining that is what happens with your desires. Whatever your desires are for planting these seeds for your summer, for the next year, because in some people would say that this is the actual beginning of the new year. So that's why they call it April Fools on April 1st, because that was something people were really attached to, was the new year starting in April or the end of March. And of course, there was I think it was Caesar, but I'm not sure who decided to make January the first of the year. But then there were those fools who believed that April was the first of the year. And I'm one of them. So happy spring. And what kind of garden do you want to plant? And I could mean that literally. What kind of garden are you planting? Are you sowing the seeds in your garden out in your backyard? Are you planting in a planter box outside your window? Are you planting some seeds for a project? What kind of garden are you planting? What kind of hopes do you have? And just like any seed you might plant, what's really needed is the elements, right? You need the earth, you need the water, you need space in order for the plant to take up space, right? You need the sun or some light or some fire, and you need the air. In the plant's case, it would be the carbon dioxide. So we have everything we need. What a seed does is it also has everything it needs to develop into whatever it is that it is, right? Just like your desires. Your desires are like a seed. It has everything it needs to be made manifest. But what does it need from you? Your attention. You need to continually hold your desire in your heart. You don't dig up the soil and see how it's going. You just basically have some faith there that it's going to grow the way you want it to. As long as you give it the attention it needs and you have the faith that it will be what it is. And your desire is not accidental. So today we're going to be talking about what's called the soul prayer, the soul awakening prayer. And I'm trying to pull it up here. It's from a man that some of you know named James O'Day. And he came up with this practice, the soul awakening prayer. I'm going to see if I can, I don't know if I can share it. I'm going to share it with you, see if I can do this. So this is his website, and this is his prayer. And this soul awakening prayer, I will guide you into, but I want you to see what it is. And I'm going to put this in the chat also. See if I can do this. The soul awakening prayer is a prayer where it's like a loving kindness practice where you use the prayer as for yourself, a prayer for yourself, for your own soul's awakening. Then the second way we move through this same prayer and you offer it to your family or the ones you're sitting with right now or the ones in your community, your current community. And the third time we go through it, this is for your community and all of your relations. And then the fourth is for everyone, all beings everywhere. So I'll read you the words, in case you can't see it if you're on your phone or an iPad. The first is soul awakening, heart opening, light shining, love flowing, wounds dissolving, and peace radiating. So before we start with that prayer, I'd like to guide us into a meditation that is really an open awareness practice. We'll start with mindfulness, and then we'll move into an open awareness practice, and then we'll start planting these seeds for our souls awakening and our hearts opening and our light shining and our love flowing and our wounds dissolving and then peace radiating. So let's get comfortable. Some of you know, if you've been here before, that I often go over the 5 essentials to meditation, and I'm going to do that right now. First off, it's important for you to know that it's okay to have thoughts in the middle of this meditation that have nothing to do with meditation. It could be your to-do list or memory you just had, or could be something that just pops in randomly. And that's okay in meditation. Your job is, if you want to, refocus your attention on what we're doing here. Secondly, don't spend any iota of your attention or your bandwidth beating yourself up. Okay, we're going to be kind to ourselves. And I know this sounds elementary, and it is, but could you imagine if you were planting a seed and sort of berating the seed for not growing fast enough or not being enough or not showing up when you want it to? It's not going to encourage it to grow. And the same is true for you. So be kind to yourself. Let go of any expectations you might have and just enjoy what's here, just like you would enjoy a seed sprouting and seeing what happens. Fourth, you want to maintain a beginner's mind. Actually, that's not expecting anything. And also don't try too hard. You cannot make things happen before they're supposed to happen. The same is true for your experiences in meditation. And lastly, stick with it, just like a garden. It may seem like nothing's happening, but when do the benefits of meditation make themselves known? When you're not planting anymore, when your eyes are open and you're walking in the world. And that's when the benefits of meditation really make themselves known. For those of you who've been meditating for a while, think about, I was just on the phone with one of my students, and think about the benefits that have graced your life from your practice. One of my students just told me this morning that he suddenly found himself being very psychic, and it surprised him, and he was a little anxious about it. But then meditation kept him from being too anxious. So he became a little more sensitive, a little less anxious. For me, it's given me confidence and clarity, and it helps me to discern what's good for me and what is not so nourishing for me. And that's important if you're a gardener. You want to make sure you're fertilizing that soil with something very nourishing for that seed. So your life is your soil, right? Your desires are the seeds. So think about the ways in which you can nourish yourself. So what do you have here? Did anyone share some of the benefits of meditation in here? A healed garden. Yes, that's beautiful. Anyone else have a benefit of meditation they'd like to share in the chat? Feel free to do that. Calmness. Nice. Yes. I think that's the path to enlightenment, actually. Calming your monkey mind. Yes. Connection. Yeah, Maura. That's it for me too. Patience. Less reactive, Aggie. Nice. Look at all these benefits. You're getting them. You're going to get them just by being here and doing the practice. Okay. Well, thank you. Let's see. Healing, hearing God. Yeah. Deepened awareness. I mean, gosh, if you could bottle this, right? Anyway, we are bottling it. We're doing it right here, right now, and it's free. Okay. So in meditation, let's sit back, relax, and get as comfortable as you can for the next 20 minutes. So ideally, you're sitting upright in a dignified posture. You can put your hands in your lap, face up or face down. You can sit with your eyes open, or if you prefer, gazing softly to the ground, or even closed. Throughout this practice, ideally, you will sit relatively still. But if you need to shift your posture, open your eyes, scratch an itch, it's perfectly fine Just notice if you're being just a little nervous, or if you're moving because you're sort of unconscious about it. Ideally, you sit relatively calm and still. I'm still looking at some of these benefits here. Okay, so as I guide you in the meditation, I'll take you into mindfulness, into an open awareness practice, and then we'll complete it with the soul awakening prayer. So let's begin, if you'd like, to close your eyes. Just by closing your eyes, you might notice that your attention turns inward. You're a little more aware of the sounds in the environment. As the sense of sight becomes less dominant, you begin to become more aware of sounds and more aware of sensations. So let's start by welcoming everything that you hear. Welcoming sounds that are near and far. Noticing how some sounds come and go, while others seem to be constant. Simply being the listener, resisting the need to identify the source of the sound or whether you like the sound or not. Resist the urge to have preferences and simply be the listener to everything that you hear without resistance, without wishing things were different. You might give yourself some deeper breaths through your nose at your own pace, 3 long, slow, deep breaths, and turn your attention to the body with that same non-judgmental attention, feeling the way the body moves with the breath. Feeling the cool, fresh air on the inhale and the warmed breath as you exhale. Noticing the way the body feels right now, avoiding labels or judgments or preferences, and simply become curious as you were when you were listening. Become curious as to your feet on the floor or inside your shoes, the sensation of the breath as it moves in and out of your lungs. Feeling the support of the seat underneath you. And simply becoming aware of sensations of being here and being alive. Perhaps you feel your heartbeat, or you notice the way the body expands and contracts with the breath. Invite your body to soften. There's no need to brace yourself. There's no need to hold any tension in the body right now. Letting everything be as it is. Letting your breath return to its natural rhythm and depth if you haven't yet already done that. Letting your breath settle into a natural rhythm. soft and effortless. With each inhale, invite clarity and newness. With each exhale, imagine letting go of something, creating space for something new. And as you sit where you are, know that you're sitting on this beautiful earth, the home of your garden. The earth beneath you, even if you're sitting in a house or in an apartment, there's an earth beneath you that's rich and full of life, full of nourishment and generous. You can imagine that your body is connected and grounded to this earth. And with each breath, allowing yourself to become more rooted. And now imagining that there's nothing to change, that this moment is perfect as it is. You're sitting here grounded, naturally breathing, feeling supported. There's nothing you need to improve on in this moment. There's nothing you need to fix or heal. Letting go of the idea of doing and being comfortable with being right here. You can silently ask yourself, is the stillness, the peace, the love that I seek already right here in this moment? Is the stillness, the peace, and the love that I seek already right here in this moment? Perhaps you notice that any need to do something is replaced by the acceptance of what's already here. Imagine that every part of this experience right now, your thoughts, the sensations, your emotion, everything is allowed to be exactly as it is right now. Letting everything be as it is without any need to improve this moment. Let your entire experience right now, every thought, every emotion, every physical sensation, every sound, everything going on around you, let it all be exactly as it is. practicing welcoming everything and resisting nothing. Enjoying your aliveness. Enjoying the lightness of being you right here, right now. Enjoy the strength of your body and your mind. Enjoy the gentleness of your breath and the ease of sitting right here. When the thoughts wander off, bring them here to this moment, to this ever-present, eternal moment. You might silently say to yourself on the inhale, I am here. It is now as you exhale. Or simply here, now. Landing in your life in this moment, here, now. We'll meditate like this for a few minutes in silence, letting go of the need to struggle against anything. Simply enjoying this moment, followed by this one. Sitting here in your beautiful life, here and now. You might consider yourself as the blossoming one. You grew from a seed into this beautiful life, into this beautiful human being. Growing in fertile soil, being nourished by the experiences in your life and by those around you who love you. You are the blossom. You are the flower. Here and now. I'm going to share James O'Day's words, the Soul Awakening Prayer, and I invite you either to say it aloud after I do or silently repeat it. And first, draw your attention to your heart center, perhaps tuning in to the gentle rise and fall of your chest, or gently placing your hand over your breastbone. So this prayer is for you. Soul awakening. Heart opening. Light shining. Love flowing. Wounds dissolving. Peace radiating. Now we're going to bless our family and the ones we're with this same prayer. Soul awakening. Heart opening. Light shining. Love flowing. Wounds dissolving. Peace radiating. Seeing it, feeling it, and imagining it happening right now. This next time around, we're going to be offering this as a prayer for our community and all of the relations and friends you have around the world. Soul awakening. Heart opening. Light shining. Love flowing. Wounds dissolving. Peace radiating. As we go through this again, see, feel, or imagine this planetary soul awakening. It's happening now. Soul awakening. Heart opening. Light shining. Love flowing. Wounds dissolving. Peace radiating. I'll read them again and bring them home to yourself, knowing that this is your birthright. Soul awakening. Heart opening. Light shining. Love flowing. Wounds dissolving. Peace radiating. And now, as you set yourself free in the pasture of possibilities, bring to your heart and mind some seeds you'd like to plant in your life. Maybe it's something you've longed for, something you'd like to cultivate, or something we've just talked about. Simply imagine planting these seeds in the fertile soil of possibilities. Maybe there's a word or a phrase or a symbol that illustrates what your seeds are. So silently repeat them or bring them into your mind's eye. Every gardener has hope for what these seeds will bring. So allow yourself now to imagine your life with the fulfillment of the possibilities that you just planted. Imagine your desires being fulfilled, fruiting, blossoming, ready to experience. And just like many gardeners, write a little note or put a little stake in the ground with what they've planted because they're not digging up the seeds while they gestate. You can do that too. 3 labels of the seeds you've planted, or 3 symbols, or however many you've decided to plant. And letting go of when they're going to blossom, how they're going to blossom, and just trusting that they have everything they need to be fulfilled. Moving back to the breath, noticing the way the breath moves in and out of the body. Leaving the garden alone for now. Tuning into this beautiful moment and all its sounds and textures, sensations. And before we open our eyes and come out of our meditation, I invite you to take some deeper breaths through the nose. Tune into the space around you without opening your eyes. Tuning into the air that's moving in and out of your body and the ground beneath you. You might even sense now the light coming through your eyelids, a little glow. And as you take some deeper breaths, I invite you to open your eyes when you feel ready to do that. As you feel your soul awakening, your heart opening, your light shining, your love flowing, your wounds dissolving, and your peace radiating. Occasionally, you'll have to go back to the garden to pull some weeds, but have faith in the fact that you've planted this seed of your desires, and they're not accidental. Your desires are not flowing through you for no good reason. They're in you to be made manifest. Sometimes we just have to get out of our own way and have patience and faith. So thank you for meditating with me today. Thank you to James O'Day for putting that prayer together. And I'm just so excited for the possibilities of this beautiful spring in your life and in mine. And definitely feel a shifting now. There's a sort of a high vibe. I don't know if you're noticing that in the world today, even though it's coexisting with the low vibes, but the high vibes are going to win, as love always does. So I'm going to stop recording here.